Hi everybody, RMEP here for eXplorminate.net, and welcome to my Let's Try of Dawn of Andromeda. It's a Space 4X game that has just come out of early access today, May 4th. May the 4th be with you, in case you guys are all Star Wars fans, which I'm sure that you are, as am I. Now that being said, I have had a chance to play a little bit of Dawn of Andromeda, not a lot, but a little bit. While it was in early access. Now that being said, I'm not well versed in the actual mechanics of the game because they actually offer quite a lot of different mechanics than a typical 4X game, which makes it a very interesting type of game experience. It has a lot to do with your government types, factions within your own population, and dealing with diplomacy on like your population levels. Now that being said, my limited experience does mean that this Let's Try is going to be considered a little bit more of a blind Let's Try, okay? So if you see something that I'm doing while, playing these Let's Plays or Let's Tries, you can throw it into the comment section below, and I'll take your advice while recording the next episode. That being said, I will start a new game, and we're going to try something, we're going to try to pick one of the many races. Will make a really interesting game. Okay, so it looks like we have a total of 4 different races. We've got the Terran Union. Apparently humans lose all their hair in the future. Isn't that right, Shepard? My apologies. The right mouse button is designed to take you to the next one. We have the Kalzur Federation, the Yan Commonwealth. It looks like a giant ball of energy. The Yorlith Confederation, the Aethys Conglomerate, the Scython Collective, Draco's Order, and the Allcare Republic. Wow, look at that guy. He has got 4 arms. So I think just for the sake of it, because I always like to play something a little bit different than just, standard humans, I'm going to choose the Yan probably, whatever, Commonwealth. The Yan began as inhabitants of gas planets and are most at home there. At some point in the floating depths of their homeworld, their culture became authoritarian and religious, an odd twist. They believe their gods are dead and buried, but although no less powerful, are hungry for that. Their beliefs mandate a fast-growing population, meaning they will become exceptionally gifted at cultivating edible substances, whatever the environment. Okay, apparently they like gas giants. That's what we're going to roll with. They got nano workers, which increases productivity by 0.3. Holy ships, I said. Raises HP of my ships by 10%. And data food decreases food consumption by 30%, which is great. It means we will be using less food as needed. Now, some of the traits are religious. Relations with empires with the faithless trait will be reduced by 5 relations. With empires with the religious traits improved by 5. Okay, so it seems like we like other religious races. Negative nature. The overall approval penalty has a penalty of 7%. High birth rate. Growth rate has been increased by 15%. We're great farmers. We build infrastructure 35% faster. And we're eternally united. Our prosperity has a bonus of 1. Interesting. Go. Okay, so background. Let's just keep that. Seems like we've got a lot of different options here at this option screen, which is always nice to see. We'll keep our average galaxy size. Game difficulty, because we're running here a little bit blind and we're noobs. We're going to take this at normal. We'll keep story events and late game events clicked on. Habitable planets, common. Resources, common. Pirate factions, common. Looks like we got minor races. I really like this. This is got a lot of different options here to set up your game. I think that the more options you have to set up your game really increases the replayability of 4X games. So I'm glad to see at launch that there's so many different options here. I really wish I could remember what it was like when I played early access Unfortunately, I don't. I can't remember there being this many options, in fact. In the lower left-hand side, you'll see there is a total war mode, which I'm guessing this completely nullifies all types of diplomacy, and we're going to be at war with everybody all the time. But because we're a giant bowl of gas-loving energy beings, we're going to want to talk to everybody. So, we get to pick opponents now. Commonwealth, why not? Selected empires, why not we just have the whole kit and caboodle? All 8 different federations or different empires will be in this game. I'll start with the home planet. Look at this, we can even change that. Whoops. We can even change that. I'll just drop this window down. You can see I can start with a small, medium-sized, advanced empire, or random. Good to go. And we got some victory conditions. Diplomatic victory, destroy or ally yourself with the remaining factions of the game. Research ascendancy. Your faction must have at least 200 technology points, and then research the ascendancy project. The economic victory, you reach a positive treasury of 800 credits or more. I'm guessing that's per tick. This is a real-time strategy game, and I'll explain that once we get to the main map. And find this is rebuild the scepter of Curry. Curry? Curry. Sounds good. I like Curry. I'm a Vindaloo fan, personally. Find the 3 pieces of the mythical scepter of Curry scattered around Andromeda, and then rebuild it. Cool. Let's start a game. One thing I can tell already, and that I've already noticed since I played this game, a little bit in early access, is I love the soundtrack. And this is coming from a guy that really enjoys the Stellaris soundtrack, because the Stellaris soundtrack I think is excellent. So, high praise. Okay, so we've got some type of introduction here. The Yan began as inhabitants of gas planets and are mostly home there. I actually think that we've already read this. Okay, so we're going to appoint our council heads of science. The Empire gets a +1 maximum research production per level of each one of the departments. See here, I have 5 different choices, and I do believe I get the choice of 3. Could be wrong, or it could be 1. Looks like it might be 1. Now you'll notice here that besides the very strange names that I have no chance of pronouncing properly, each one of them has type of government beneath it. We've got one that's liberal, authoritarian, Democrats, all the way across. Now, if you're American and you're watching and you're going, what's the difference between a Democrat and a liberal? A lot in terms of world politics views. Now, what we're going to do is we're probably going to pick authoritarian because, guess what? Our natural government is authoritarian, that we've learned already from the beginning stages. So we're just going to see what we've got here. It says pragmatic, a bonus to happiness of 10% if our prosperity is positive. We already get a bonus to our prosperity, so that's always a good choice. We're slow learner. We earn experience 20% slower. And we're pacifist. Hates war and has a 10% penalty on happiness if an empire is at war, 10% at peace. Interesting that authoritarian would also hate war. Almost, not to say that if you're authoritarian you love war, I'm just saying. It's a little bit of an odd choice. The other one I might pick is this, Furry Strani. He's a liberal. Disciplined, productivity is increased by 0.5 if governor. The productivity is increased by 0.1 for every colony be controlled if head of industry. Decrease happiness at 5% if the council member of all council members if he is a council member, so he's difficult to deal with. And fanatical, penalty on his happiness caused by the empire having a different government type is doubled, but bonus if the same government is doubled. So we're not liberal, so I think we're just going to choose authoritarian. Okay, we're going to appoint our council heads of finances. Okay. Slider bar. Oh, I see here. Now I get to slide around a little bit. Topic. Renowned economist increases the tax income if he's the head of finances. And then we're picking the head of finances, so we'll get a plus 5% to our finances. But he's xenophobic. Penalty to 1 relations with other empires if he is a council member. Ooh, that's a trade-off. So lots of different options here. Kind of want just a lot of different options here, especially when you're picking these council head of finances. I think I'm gonna go with I think I'm gonna go with the utopic. Why not? Okay, appoint your council's head of industry. Wait, there's a lot of options right off the bat, isn't there, while picking your council head members? Lots of industry. I want to be able to build lots of ships. Temperamental. Not following his advice has an impact twice as big as his happiness. Ooh. Fanatical. Let's see a different trait here. Maybe we can... Loyal. He has less chance of quitting. I think we're going to pick Furry Stranny, which we didn't take last time because he gets disciplined, which his productivity is increased. We've got difficult and fanatical. Sure, we'll be fanatical. And head of eternal affairs, which is probably going to tied to our overall approval rating. We're pulling from the same pool the entire time. Pick Mersha Shalki. And appoint your council's head of foreign relations. Relations with other empires get a +1 bonus to each level to the head of the apartment. Alright, well, you know what? We want something that we want to increase levels very quickly. Popular, we don't want that. Boy, oh boy. Become slim pickings by the time you get to foreign relations. I'm gonna pick this guy, Werney. Whoa, start researching. Okay, our civilization can only progress if we have new research to technology. Let's start right away. Go to the research menu. Okay, we got a technology tree. We've got some projects available and artifacts. We'll probably look at that a little bit later. What do we want to do? It looks like we've got some... This is just, I believe, our combat. What do we got for available projects under... Guessing this is a... infrastructure, maybe, I don't know. I don't know what these three here. Obviously I've got military. Middle one looks like some type of balance, maybe, I don't know. Charismatic leader, sustainable. There are tons of choices here. I don't know which one I should take. Well, we don't... I think I'm going to pick nano farms. Typically when you play a 4X game, you almost always want to focus a little bit when I'm building more farms. Because we're going to be using less food, it'll probably pay us off in droves later on. So we're going to research that. Yes, we've researched that, and here we are, the main screen. Huzzah, we've made it. Okay, so just going to get used to it. This is our galaxy. Looks fancy-dancy to me. Now you'll see here that Dawn of Andromeda is a real-time, with pause, 4X game. It's not turn-based. So what we're going to do now is we're going to unpause it. Let's see what I got for fleets. Looks like I've got a scout. If I remember correctly, and this is a little bizarre, I have to pick one of the hyper lanes here, okay? So you'll just pick one of the hyper lanes. Boy, oh boy, that is loud. Got some serious rockets going on, don't I? Okay, so we're going to start scouting around right now. So what we're going to do is we're going to click on our main planet. Double click, appoint a new governor. No, I don't want to do that. Oh, no governor has been appointed. Okay, so we don't want to do that. Well, let's pick a governor here. No governor has been appointed. Appoint a governor. Okay, so who's the governor of our home planet? born leader, improves happiness by 8% of the remaining council members. What's this Democrat? Faster farming infrastructure development if he's governor. Sure, that's what we were going for. Okay, it looks like we live on a terrible, rocky, gas-like planet. So what we're going to do, our approval ratings at 53%. You can see a drop-down window here of what exactly we got. We got a full population base. We're making 22 credits per turn. Defenses, productivity, production. Looks like we're producing some food. And our traits. Okay, so we can probably start building a ship. So let's build a colony ship. How much of my reserve? I've got 4,021 bucks. 2 weeks, okay. Decadence station. Okay, perfect. We've built that. What about some of our infrastructure here? Now, infrastructure is done a little bit differently here. You can see on the bottom right hand side, I've got 5 investment points left, okay? Now it costs me, if I want to put investment into each one of these 6 different categories, you can see that it will cost me a certain number of my 22 credits per week. Right now I'm not doing any, so it's good. I'm just going to pause it here just so I can spend a little bit of time explaining this. Now obviously I don't want to produce any type of housing because it says that it will, it'll increase our limit by 1.2 billion. Okay, well maybe we should increase a little bit of our housing next, our possibility of increased. And then of course the more that we put in here of our investment points, the faster this progress bar will fill up and it'll fulfill this mandate that we put out. Adds +1 food to my production. Don't want to do that because we've already invested so much in when it comes to our council members. Social approval rating, no. We're going to invest some in our production, 2 under our research, and adds 1 research per production. That's good. Adds max HP of stations in orbit. Okay, well, we'll do that. Who knows what kind of nasties might be out there. So you can see at the bottom, as I've clicked on all of these, I've got no more investment points, and our total investments are costing a total of 8 credits per week. You minus that from the 22, we end up with 14. Okay, resources. Potassium. Want a banana. Used as fertilizer for centuries, but it's still effective as other. Speeds up farming infrastructure development by 20%. Allow sale of this resource. Disallow. How much do I have of it? Some. Who knows? Okay, so we've kind of set up what our main plan is going to do. What has our scouts been up to, by the way? Looks like we have found a different sector. What's this map called? The Colhayan sector. I can't remember. Okay, so by just going to it, we don't have to click onto each planet. It's like we made a giant sensor sweep. That's fine. We've found a large desert-like planet with bad living conditions, base resources. We got some apples and some traits. High fertile, but we like gas giants. So we got an oh, well, that's not very good. Overall, not terribly good. So we're going to take this hyperlane and see what we can do next. Okay. Here's the government window, and there's a lot going on here. Finances, empire policies. Well, there's basically what it is that by just going to quickly do an overview on that and kind of just do my best to muddle my way through it. So we're in a democracy under military power. We can see our approval rating. What was that? Must have just gone over there. I'll do something about that sound. Now, sorry if that was really loud. For some reason it seems like it's awfully loud. Our prosperity. Prosperous empire will have less corruption and its inhabitants will have higher earnings, which translates to a better economy, higher tax income, a happier population, and more influential government. So our approval, current effects, our approval plus 4%, influence growth rate is 20% and taxable income at 10%. Interesting. Research should be fairly obvious. Influence. I believe that we are going to be spending influence while dealing with other races, and we have one colony. Here we can see what we're going to be doing. We're investing in infrastructure and ship maintenance, which gives us what were our average taxes. I'm guessing the higher the taxes, the less your approval rating. Empire policies. Wow. Yeah, there's a lot of ways to kind of distribute. It almost feels like I'm playing like a government diplomatic type game versus anything else. I dig it. There's lots of different options here. It looks like by the cost of a certain number of credits per week, we can actually, increase give bonuses to our entire empire. But you can see here on the right hand side it says democratic policy or authoritarian policy, and you can see if we're going from one way or the other. Because we're authoritarian, we can legalize slavery. Let's just use this as an example. Adds 1 extra investment point for the cost of 10% approval, so I can get an additional investment point for my colonies, but it's at a cost of 10% approval. Heavy media control lessens the chances of riots and rebellions by 50% at the cost of approval. Forbid the consumption of mind-altering substances. No Colorado for you. Plus 0.2 base productivity to the cost of 5% income. I think what we're going to do is we're going to provide research grants, which is going to see if you can see here. It's taking me more towards democracy, which is not good because our government is authoritarian, but I want that extra research per colony at the cost of 3 credits per week. Got our council heads here, different department heads. And our empire log, which basically just, I think, is just a summary. Got a research window. Like we've got some type of neutral clan. I'm guessing, oh, looks like we've already, did I pause this thing? Found somebody. Oh, it looks like, oh, I've built my colony ship. Where am I going to take my colony ship, I wonder? I've got 2 big gas giants here that are no good. Large, bad living conditions. Food is the base resource. Gas planet. Living conditions impossible. Size awful. That's where we found. This is the organic planet where we have the Nanani. I'm guessing they are a type of neutral faction. Some miners. We'll deal with you in a second. Ship design. We've got 2 ships. That's fine. Oh, there is a lot of going on here. And the codex. Okay, there's a lot to lore here. So what we're going to do is, better race located. The Terrans greet you. Oh, sorry. Sorry to be distracted. Sorry if I've been distracted. Sorry if I seem distracted. Sorry to be distracted. Not sure who you are. Can't deal with you right now. New alien race? Could you fill out this form in triplicate and come back on Tuesday? It's like dealing with our real government, so... Okay, so we've made contact with the Terran Union. They seem more interested in bureaucracy than anything else, which is quite interesting, sure. So that being said, we're going to send our colony ship out to scout even further. I don't think we've really found a colonable planet. Maybe up here in the upper right-hand corner at the Colhan, we got Paranda. And we'll see what happens. Now, that being said, I don't believe that we're building anything on our main colonies. Farms, diplomacy, shipbuilding. I don't want that. I want to go towards my main planet here. I'll double click it. Okay, I want to build a survey ship. Sure. And why not a hammerhead destroyer? Because it just sounds so darn cool. Okay, we'll jam this up a little bit. Oh, this is quite a bit of space dust. Oh, okay. The Hondani clan has a message for you. Oh, hello. Greetings, Nan. As you may have noticed, this galaxy is a dangerous place, but we can protect your colonies for a fee. What do you think? Well, well, well. How much is the protection fee? Costs 200 credits. Well, I do have an unprotected colony ship and no warship to even speak of, so I will pay your protection fee, dear sir, whatever your name is. Mareshi Hizo. Jazzy, well, that's our team. Very well, I shall pay your protection fee. A wise decision. Why, thank you. I'll see you again in the future. Okay, colonize wolf planet found in the Shanash system. Okay, so what do we find? We found one little colonize, decent. It's an ice planet. Now, I don't know if I can actually colonize that or not. Tell you the truth. It has a little arrow on it. I don't know if it makes sense to actually do it. None of the other ones seems to. You know, it's supposed to be having a gas planet. I don't know why it would necessarily tell me that this planet's indecent. Perhaps because it is decent. Perhaps it's the classification more than anything else. What do we got here? Then we got an average with impossible living conditions. Awful living conditions. Boy, oh boy. Not having a lot of luck. But scouting's fast and interesting. I made contact with the Gore Conclave? Okay, show me. Hey, I haven't seen him. Awful living conditions. Doesn't seem like there's much there. Survey ship has been built. Okay, so what does this a survey ship do, I wonder? Let's see. We'll get him to walk around, see if he can't survey things. Abilities. Oh wait, we can just read this drop down window. Activate survey ability. Can survey items of can survey items of interest and gather resources and bonuses from them if applicable. Okay, I don't think we've found anything that requires us to survey, so we'll just send him along our way and see what happens. Why is he going backwards? Go this way. Okay, and our colony has found something else. What do we got? Desert planet, small living conditions, small impossible, large and bad, ice, average impossible, awful. Yeah, generally speaking, I'm just not lucky. Now, the only one that actually has an a little flag on it telling us that we're good to go there. We're gonna take our colony ship and go right there. Why not? See what happens. Oh wow. Again, sorry, I had no idea why the sound is so high. Everybody, I really apologize about that. Yeah, the sound effects are about as low as I could possibly get them. If that came and busted your eardrums, I apologize, because that just scared me. Mike's. Listen to the sound of my voice. Okay, I have no idea what's going on with that sound, but hopefully it didn't bust your eardrums. Okay, so that being said, this is kind of the intro of our Let's Try of Dawn of Andromeda. We can kind of see here as we pull out, we've got a couple different ships. We've picked our different, our government type of the Yan, I guess, authoritarian government. We made the contact with some miners that we paid some tribute to, and we're going to continue on past that. So, again, this is Dawn of Andromeda, our eXplorminate's Let's Try. I hope you guys can take a look at it. It's currently out today, out of early access. And I will see you next time.